There was a survey done in America some time back, and a question was asked to all the people as to what are you most scared of. And you would be amazed to know that 99% of the people said that we are not scared of death, but we are extremely scared of public speaking. And then another survey was done, and in this survey, the people who were good public speaker, they were asked the same question as to what are you most scared of. And you would be again amazed to know that all these very good public speakers, they said that we are not scared of death, we are not scared of public speaking also, but we are damn scared of finance. So you talk to us about anything, don't talk to us about finance. We are so scared as far as the finance is concerned. And friends, let me tell you, we all cost accountants, CMAs, are really fortunate. And why we are fortunate? Because as part of our course curriculum, we really gain a very good handle and understanding about finance, and which is so very crucial in today's business environment for every one of us. I'm sure all of you must be reading in Financial Express or Economic Times or Business Standard or in so many magazines. So much is happening in this country today, and everything is connected with finance. And we cost accountants obviously have an advantage because we understand what finance is. And therefore, when Srikant spoke to me and he said what topic to speak on, and then he suggested that why not to talk about financial analysis. I said financial analysis is a good topic, but how to make it more interesting and more engrossing. And then I thought that maybe what we can do financial analysis and combine it with decision making. तो मेरी पूरी कोशिश रहेगी कि आज के इस सेशन में you will find something different about finance. It will be my endeavor in next 2.5 hours to share something with you that you will find of interest to you, and that I'm sure you would feel that is really of immense value, that you would feel that today you have learned something much more than financial analysis. So this is the plan that I have that you can see on your screen, and I of course intend to make it interactive. Uh,
Sir, you need to, sorry to disturb, you have not shared the screen, sir.
Okay, so I will just share the screen. So I intend to make this session. Thank you for that reminder. So
Yes, sir.
I intend to make this session interactive, and so what we are going to do is I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, and at the same time, I would encourage all of you also to ask me a lot of questions. So whenever you have any doubt, anything that in your mind, you can of course ask me. Can you see it now on your screen? Is it visible to you?
Yeah, it is getting visible.
Wonderful.
Just the
Is it
PPT is not yet visible.
all right? Okay, okay. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, very good. So I can see that as of now we have about 34 of us, including myself. So 33, I think, is a very good number. It's a very good number. And so what I would suggest is for making this session interactive, as and when I ask you any question, any one of you who wish to respond to that question, you can please unmute yourself and respond to it. My only request is try to be as brief as possible. And why do I say try to be as brief as possible? Because 2.5 hours looks to be a long time for this session, but I can tell you once we start going about it, वो 2.5 घंटे कहाँ निकल जाएंगे पता नहीं पड़ेगी. I am sure this is what all of us would experience. So be absolutely brief as much as you can so that everybody will get a chance to speak. So here we start. So first I have got about 16 different questions that I intend to cover with you. First, let me get your thoughts and your ideas and your views as to how do you understand to them, and then we will take them one by one. So the first question is, what do you think is purpose of a business? Everyone, क्या लगता है आपको कि एक बिजनेस का पर्पस क्या है?
to grow and make profit.
To earn wealth for the stakeholders.
To earn wealth for stakeholders, to make profit, of course, to earn profit. Very good. What else? What else? Okay. What do you think is lifeline of a business? Everyone. What do you think is lifeline of a business? क्या लगता है आपको ऐसी कौन सी चीज है बिजनेस में अगर वो नहीं है तो बिजनेस विल कम टू ए ग्राइंडिंग हॉल्ट एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई मीन when I say what is the lifeline of a business? Cash flow. Okay, cash flow. Liquidity. Okay, very good. Liquidity, cash flow. What else? What else? Okay, let's go to the next one. देखो अभी हम सबको मालूम है we all either we are on the practicing side of the profession or we are in the employment side of the profession, but we understand ultimately we are in the corporate. So therefore my next question is, what do you think is the relationship between growth of a business, its EBITDA, capex and borrowing of a business? ये चार चीजों में आपके हिसाब से क्या कनेक्शन है, क्या रिलेशनशिप है? बिजनेस ग्रोथ, एबिडा, कैपेक्स एंड बोरोइंग, ये चारों चीजों में व्हाट इज द कनेक्शन? एवरीवन.
Sir, if we borrow some money from the market, then we can grow our business by the way of investments in assets. After that, we can increase our production volume so that we can assure estimated or targeted EBITDA margins.
Okay, very good, very good. What else? What else? ग्रोथ, एबिडा, कैपेक्स एंड बोरोइंग, फोर चार चीजें हैं. ये चारों में क्या संबंध है? लेट अस गो टू द फोर्थ क्वेश्चन. रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी, रिटर्न ऑन कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड एंड रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट, ये तीनों एक ही चीजें हैं कि अलग अलग हैं? और अलग अलग हैं तो क्या बताती हैं? सो व्हाट डज रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी टेल यू? व्हाट डज रिटर्न ऑन कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड टेल्स यू? or what does the return on investment tell you? Everyone.
All three are different actually.
Very good. All three are different. And can you please elaborate as to what is the difference between all three? And you are right. You are absolutely right. And how do you differentiate between these three? Financial analysis.
So investment, so the return what you get on your investment is the return on investment actually.
Very good.
And capital employed is different. So the return on capital employed you get it on ROE, as the ROE.
Okay. And ROE, return on equity.
Capital so is the equity capital and the return which you get on the equity capital.
Okay, very good. So अगर मैं थोड़ा सा ये सवाल को और आगे लेके जाऊं तो मैं आपसे पूछता हूं, and when I'm saying आपसे मतलब this question is to open to everyone. So will anybody would like to tell me how will you calculate return on equity? ROE कैसे calculate करेंगे? Anyone? या रिटर्न ऑन कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे, या रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? एनीवन कैन आंसर फॉर आइदर ऑफ दीज थ्री. Anyone? Okay, let's go to the question number 5. So I'm sure all of you must have heard of it. There is something called SOCE. SOCE is cost of capital employed. There is something called ROCE. ROCE is return on capital employed. And there is something called EVA. EVA is economic value added. So these are three things. Will somebody like to share with every one of us as to what is the relationship between these three elements, that is SOCE, ROCE and EVA, and what is its importance for a business? Anyone? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay, good. So anyone would like to respond to that? Okay, no worries. Now, current ratio. How do we calculate the current ratio, everyone? And what should be an ideal current ratio? Anyone? Anyone can respond. How do we calculate current ratio? And what is an ideal current ratio for a manufacturing company or for a well-managed manufacturing company?
So it's the current assets upon current liability.
Very good.
It's 0.6 approximately. Varies upon the industry to industry.
Very good.
Normally its current ratio can be 0.6, which is ideal.
0.6, which is ideal. Okay. Now, friends, let me also tell you to all of you, please remember all the questions that I am asking you, there are no right answers, there are no wrong answers. And at the same time, please remember, we are not into an examination situation. So you do not have to worry about कि अगर गलत आंसर दे दिया तो मेरे मार्क्स कट जाएंगे. Don't worry about it. So I basically want, as CMAs, all of us must be as vocal as possible. So whenever and wherever there is an opportunity for every one of us, any one of us to speak something, we must express ourselves, and that is what I want to happen from all of you. So, okay, let's go to the next question. Why top management? I think somebody's microphone needs to be muted. किसी का माइक्रोफोन ओके थैंक यू. अब देखिए आपने सभी ने सुना होगा देयर इज अ रेशियो कॉल्ड अर्निंग पर शेयर EPS. सो कॉमन, इट्स अ वेरी कॉमन रेशियो. माय क्वेश्चन टू ऑल ऑफ यू इज my question to all of you is why this ratio is so important for the top management of all the businesses all over the world. पूरी दुनिया में आप कहीं भी चले जाओ और आपको ये जान के ताज्जुब होगा कि पूरी दुनिया में सारी कंपनियों के मैनेजमेंट एक ही रेशो के पीछे पड़े रहते हैं, और वो रेशो है, टॉप मैनेजमेंट की बात कर रहा हूँ, और वो रेशो है EPS, अर्निंग पर शेयर. विल समबडी लाइक टू टेल एज टू व्हाई earning per share is so important a ratio?
Earning per share ratio actually gives the company the net profit after giving the dividends, preferential dividend, other dividend to outstanding capital or the capital equity employed. So that is the net actually what we are getting. So that's why the reason the top management is always a focus on EPS.
Very good, very nice, very well said, very well said, very good. Now, why businesses borrow money? लोग पैसा उधार क्यों लेते हैं? Why people borrow money in business? क्या लगता है आपको? Is it people borrow money because they do not have money, that is why they borrow? Or there are some other reasons for people to borrow money? Everyone.
Just on the lighter mode, people want to use other money.
Okay, actually it is not only on the lighter mode, it is also on the serious mode, because it always makes sense to do business on somebody else's money rather to do business on your own money. So yes, of course, that is one reason as to why people borrow money, because it is always better to do business on someone else's money rather than to do business on your own money. What else? Very good, that's a good one. What else?
Cost of debt is lower than cost of equity.
Fantastic. I think you have hit on the nail. Cost of debt is always cheaper than the cost of equity, and that is another reason as to why people borrow money. What else? Now let me tell you, friends, people do not borrow money merely because they do not have. People borrow money for 16 different reasons. 16 अलग अलग कारण हैं जिसकी वजह से लोग बिजनेस में पैसा उधार लेते हैं. And that is what we will understand and discuss together as we run through this complete agenda. Okay, so next question is it possible to increase the earning per share of a business without having any change on the operating profit of the business? संभव है? अभी हमने बात करी that the top management, and by the way friends, let me tell you, आप गलती से ये मत सोचना कि मैं खाली सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ और सवाल पूछ के ख़त्म करके निकल जाऊँगा. नहीं, all the questions that I am asking you, I am going to give you answer to each and every question collectively together with in a discussion with all of you. Because remember, financial analysis is such a very powerful tool in the hands of we professional that it can really do wonders for us. And in today's world, where the data analytics is the in thing, financial analysis becomes even more important actually. So many decisions are taken in the business based on the financial analysis, and through in this session we will understand as to how this financial analysis is used for the purpose of decision making. तो मेरा अगला सवाल आप सभी से ये है कि अगर पूरी दुनिया में टॉप मैनेजमेंट का फोकस अर्निंग पर शेयर पर है, तो इज इट पॉसिबल कि एक कंपनी का जो ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट है वो तो चेंज ना हो, लेकिन फिर भी उसकी अर्निंग पर शेयर चेंज हो जाए? ऐसा संभव है? इफ इट इज यस, देन हाउ इट इज पॉसिबल? ऑल ऑफ यू.
By increasing the debt capital.
Very good. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. By increasing the debt capital, it is possible to increase the earning per share. So you have said really, so you have hit on the nail. Fantastic. Very good. Now हमने देखा है in our cost accountancy के जब हमने एग्जाम लिखे थे और जब हमने फंड फ्लो मैनेजमेंट के बारे में पढ़ा था, तो आई एम श्योर ऑल ऑफ अस वुड रिमेंबर कि दुनिया में किसी भी कंपनी का आप फंड फ्लो स्टेटमेंट बनाइए, एक प्रॉफिट मेकिंग कंपनी हो, लॉस मेकिंग कंपनी हो, गवर्नमेंट कंपनी हो, प्राइवेट कंपनी हो, इंडियन कंपनी हो, फॉरेन कंपनी हो, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी हो, सर्विस कंपनी हो, प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी की बैलेंस शीट हो, पब्लिक लिमिटेड कंपनी की बैलेंस शीट हो, पार्टनरशिप की बैलेंस शीट हो, या पार्टनरशिप कंपनी का फंड फ्लो हो, या प्रोप्राइटरी फर्म का फंड फ्लो हो, किसी भी का भी फंड फ्लो बनाइए, तो हमने देखा कि फंड फ्लो स्टेटमेंट के दोनों साइड का टोटल हमेशा सेम होता था. लॉस मेकिंग कंपनी हो या प्रॉफिट मेकिंग कंपनी हो, even then the total of both sides of a fund flow statement were always same. So my question to all of you is it really that happens, or it is some manipulation which is done by the people writing the accounts to match the two sides of the fund flow statement? That is question number 1. And question number 2, अगर सारी कंपनियों के फंड फ्लो स्टेटमेंट के दोनों साइड का टोटल सेम ही रहने वाला है, तो फिर ये कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा कि ये कंपनी का फंड फ्लो स्टेटमेंट अच्छा है और ये कंपनी का फंड फ्लो स्टेटमेंट अच्छा नहीं है? दिस इज द क्वेश्चन टू ऑल ऑफ यू. सो पहला क्वेश्चन है कि दोनों साइड का टोटल सेम होगा क्या ऑलवेज, या कभी कभी डिफरेंट हो सकता है? दैट इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 1. एंड क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 इज इफ द टोटल इज गोइंग टू बी सेम for all kinds of companies, loss making or profit making, then how do you figure out whether this company is a good company or this company is a bad company?
So it's a lengthy question actually to answer.
No worries. आप बताइए.
No, it always tallies like and the fund flow, but there is the capital reserves and the balances on the cash. I would say in short that actually matters, which is a balancing figure actually, or the losses. That shows whether it's a strong fund flow or a weak fund flow.
Very good. तो अब ये मालूम कैसे पड़ेगा कि बिकॉज एक लॉस मेकिंग कंपनी का फंड फ्लो बनाओ या प्रॉफिट मेकिंग कंपनी का फंड फ्लो बनाओ, किसी भी कंपनी का फंड फ्लो बनाओ, दोनों साइड का टोटल सेम ही होता है, तो फिर कैसे मालूम? अगर दोनों साइड का टोटल सेम है, हाउ डू यू फिगर आउट कि ये कंपनी का फंड फ्लो अच्छा है और ये कंपनी का फंड फ्लो अच्छा नहीं है, या फिर ये कंपनी अच्छी है या ये कंपनी अच्छी नहीं है? हाउ डू यू फिगर इट आउट?
You can check the previous year's fund flow and match that. Like maybe previous year you had say capital reserves of 100 and now you have 50. So 50 is gone like.
Okay. Okay, very good. Very well said. Very well said. Very well said. Very good. अच्छा, now next question is, एक कंपनी है और उसका जो बैंक बैलेंस है वो 31 मार्च 2021 को बढ़ गया in comparison to the bank balance last year. Now, is it a use of fund or it is a source of fund? The bank balance has increased from 1 crore to 2 crore. So this increase in the bank balance from 1 crore to 2 crore, is it source of fund for the business or it is a use of funds for the business? Anyone? What is operating leverage and how and why does it work? Anyone? And just respond. Don't worry about it कि सही है कि नहीं है. And please remember, there are no right answers, no wrong answers. There are always good answers. So whatever answer that you will give me is going to be a good one. So don't worry about कि वो सही होगा कि गलत होगा. What is your immediate reaction to this question? Just respond. What is operating leverage and how does it work? And how can a company benefit from the operating leverage? Anyone? अच्छा, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन फ्रेंड्स, अगर एक कंपनी की सेल्स 25% बढ़ती है तो मैक्सिमम उस कंपनी का प्रॉफिट कितने परसेंट से बढ़ सकता है? If a company's sales is increasing by 25%, how much you think is the maximum increase that can happen in the profit of that company?
Sir, it depends on the operating leverage ratio.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how much can that be?
Sir, it can be more, it can be same, or it can be less also.
Okay, it can be less also. Okay. And अगर मोर हो सकता है तो कितना मोर हो सकता है? अगर मोर हो सकता है तो कितना मोर हो सकता है?
More means maybe 30-40%.
30-40%. Okay, very good, very good. Okay.
So I have a different opinion actually.
Please, Himanshu, go ahead.
Actually, this 25% increase in sales does not actually mean there would be profit, because we don't know what is the cost of
हाँ,
has
नहीं, हम
incurred over there, and it can vary. It can go in losses also, because might be they have put some more investment and hence the profit is sale has increased, and a lot of things are there. So it's a blank statement actually.
नो वेरी गुड हिमांशु, हम बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने, बिल्कुल सही कहा. वो लॉस हो सकता है, सही है. 25% से सेल्स बढ़ी है तो कोई गारंटी नहीं है कि प्रॉफिट हो ही सकता है, लॉस भी हो सकता है. पर अगर प्रॉफिट हो सकता है तो मैक्सिमम कितना हो सकता है? प्रॉफिट अगर हो सकता है तो कितना हो सकता है मैक्सिमम? ठीक है, मान लिया, आपकी बात समझ गए कि भाई कोई कारण, हम ये नहीं बोल रहे कि गारंटीड प्रॉफिट होगा. हम बोल रहे हैं कि अगर प्रॉफिट होगा तो कितना ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हो सकता है. Okay.
And it can be 40% also.
40% also. Very good. So it can be 40%. Very good. Next question. What is relationship between EBITDA and business valuation? I'm sure, friends, all of you must be hearing nowadays a lot about the valuations for two reasons. Number one, the government of India has made it mandatory for all the valuations to be done by a qualified IBBI registered valuer. So that is one reason as to why there's a lot of talk about valuation. And number two, the kind of companies which are coming today on the stock markets and getting listed, and the kind of fintech companies or edtech companies or new age companies which are coming in the market and getting very huge valuations. So we are nowadays hearing a lot about valuation. So therefore my question to all of you is, what is the relationship between the EBITDA and business valuation of a business? Ajit. Abhijit, Rohit, Shivani, what do you think about it? Hmm? Yes, Prashad.
Sir, sorry, can you please repeat your question?
Yeah, my question is, what is relationship between the EBITDA of a business and its valuation? What is the relationship between the EBITDA and its valuation?
So basically, EBITDA of the business will define the overall operating profit what the business is having, which will not consider the interest and depreciation part of that. And obviously, the value of the business will depend on the EBITDA, on the EBITDA margins, because it will be directly linked to the overall EBITDA.
Very good.
Considering the taxation and depreciation part are not considered here.
But why depreciation is not considered for valuation?
It's a non-cash item.
Okay. And what about interest?
Because we are considering the value of the firm and not value of the equity. So value of the firm will include the debt portion as well.
Value of the firm will?
Include the debt portion as well.
Okay. Okay. So that is the reason why you think interest is not considered and EBITDA is considered.
Yeah.
Okay, very, very good. Very well said. Very, I think you hit on the nail. Now, my next question is, why do loss-making companies like Zomato, Uber, Amazon, Nyaka, why do these companies get so huge valuations even though they are incurring losses?
Their valuations are based on potential future earnings that are actually they calculate the number of customers they're having right now and their revenues irrespective of profit or loss. And they value the companies based on their future potential earnings regarding to their market share.
Okay, very good, Ashish. Very, very nice. Very good. Very good. Very, very well said. Okay, good. All right, friends. So let's begin now from the beginning. And I have mentioned here, you can see this as a suggested agenda. And why do I call it a suggested agenda? Because whatever time that we have, we will try and finish as much as we can. And in case if we are not able to do, we should still be happy, because my idea of having this session with all of you is to have a quality discussion rather than only quantity discussion. If we can cover the quantity, of course we would be very happy. So let's look at the first question, and that is, what is purpose of any business?